All right, and hello everyone on the playback. How you doing? Just going live tonight. See if anybody wants to come on and talk. If not, no big deal. I got a million other things to do. Um, but yeah, winter just got here real fast. It's like 32 degrees outside. I'm freezing. It's cold in here too. Um, I don't know. While I'm here, hey, what's up, Jake? How you doing? How you doing? Hey, Kristen. What did I say a million about? Damn, I already forgot what I said. Hey, David, how you doing? Oh yeah, a million things to do. Not a million, maybe a thousand. I got a whole bunch of beans to shell, and oh goodness, just equipment to get ready to clean up. It's dark now. I can't do anything, but I didn't harvest all these peppers. It kind of froze up yesterday. Yeah, I would have made a fire today, but it rained, so everything's all wet. Maybe tomorrow. I got a lot of brush piles to burn up, old gardening spots to burn up to get ready for next year. I like to burn everything down in the fall. All my big patches of flowers and stuff, just let them turn brown, just burn them all down. Then I got a nice bare spot, throw seeds down. It's 49 there. Yeah, it's supposed to go down to 28 tonight, which, man, that just seemed like it came on pretty fast. But it's November. I guess that's about the time it should be that cold. Um, I changed my name to Swarmstead Bees and Gardens. That was one thing I wanted to talk about. I mean, I just thought it'd be better for searching if people are looking up bee stuff and gardening stuff. Swarmstead's cool, but it's still in the title, so that makes sense. It made sense to me. It's just a little longer if people want to type it in live streams. It's like instead of just putting one word. I hate when someone has a really long name. Sorry, Jake. You got to type that whole thing in there to say what's up. At least I do. So yeah, I changed that because also because I do a lot of gardening and I didn't want to make a whole separate channel to have my gardening experiments and stuff on. So screw it, mix them all together. Yep, that's right, Kristen. Make it a little easier. And most people who like bees like to garden anyway. So it's kind of hard to be a person that likes bees and not grow stuff. And most people that grow stuff, they may not keep bees, but they usually like bees. I mean, if you don't like bees, get out of here. um, oh yeah, I sent Kristen some strawberries. Hopefully they made it. I don't know. They might have got bounced around, but it's just one little plant. But if you plant it pretty soon, it'll spread out. Trust me, it'll spread out big time. And then you might just have a couple little plants in the spring, but over the season it'll spread out really big. And then by not this coming up season, but the next season, you'll have a gigantic patch of those little white strawberries. They're good. And you don't have to take care of them, man. They're like weeds. Let me see. Haven't kept bees yet? Yeah, you'll get them whenever you're ready. Let me just see if I'm missing anything. Sometimes these streams act weird. Who is that? A bunch of people going live. Oops. Sorry about that. Not like I'm stealing any of their stuff. Any of their people. Let me just put this on real quick. Turn the volume off. Okay. Rodney, what's up? Haven't seen you in a while. How you doing down there? I saw one of your videos the other day. I don't remember if I commented on it, but it was like one of them kind of bouncing back a little bit. You're having some trouble with it. Here it's done, man. It's done. Most of my colonies are nice and heavy, but probably there's a good number of them that are just totally light, so they're gonna die. Nothing to do about it. I'm not fighting, I'm not stressing about it. The log is really good. A lot of them look good. Some of my cutouts, they never bounce back. I wasn't feeding this year, and I stuck to it. I'll pay for it, but it's okay. Bees are free. I'll have as many as I want again next year, just like I do every year. And some of my favorite ones are really doing good, which is great. The ones I've had for like 5 years, I'll have them again. It's finally getting cold down there, huh? It's getting down into the 50s. What the heck else? Oh, yeah. Let me see. I had some other... Let me just look here. Videos. Yeah, the wild peppers. I did a little video on my wild peppers. Man, those things are hot as heck. I got a little bit. I was trying to get some seeds for somebody, and I squeezed them out. Just squeezed them out like a real dummy. Should not have done that. Got it all under my fingernails. Man, that stuff never washes out. Anytime I rub my eyes or pick my nose, I was burning. What do we got here? 4 people. What else did I do? Man, I haven't been live in a while, I don't think. Let me see. Oh, last one I did was the interview with Chris from South Africa talking about bees. That one's doing really good. Are you going to plant a 16-foot bed of strawberries? Yeah. Man, this mouse ain't working. I'm actually in the corner of my room. I normally do my lives like outside, but I'm not doing that. It's too cold. I'm in the corner of my room on the edge of the bed. Let's see what we got here. A couple that are light. Yeah, sometimes, man, they just don't want to, no matter what, they just ain't taking it. They ain't putting it away. Oh, and I want to tear open the hornet nest. I was going to do that, but I don't want to do that in the house. Get paper all over the place. I got it in the freezer. I stuck it in the freezer so that at least the larvae and everything will stay good so my chickens can eat it. Who is... Yeah, that'd be a little messy. Paper everywhere. But man, that removal, the hornet nest that I have, I didn't film it because it was at nighttime. The dude wanted it taken down that night. So I get there. Man, it was such a cluster. It was a total mess. It was on a slippery hill. I'm dragging my vacuum up this slippery hill. I'm sliding all over the place. And it's dark. I can't see anything. The bush was like a thorn bush. I'm reaching in there. I got my hands stung up. It was rough, but got them all sucked up and got the nest out. It's the biggest hornet nest I've ever seen. It's way bigger than any one I've ever taken down. And I thought, man, that'll be a good one. It's probably got a lot of chicken food in there. What's up, Shelly? Whiskey and Sunshine off grid. Hold on 1 second. I got typical my nose running every time. Yeah, what the heck else? Yeah, not really too much. I just wanted to come on here. I don't know. If anybody got any cool stuff they want to talk about, I can always put the thing in here. Let me see. How do I do that? It's kind of beat today. I was putting railroad ties in the back of a truck to bring back here. How do I even do that again? Oh, yeah, click down there. Oh, no, not share screen. It's invite, in case anybody uses StreamYard. Wants to figure out how to invite people in. You'd be surprised how many people are on StreamYard and just don't know how to use it. They just don't get it at all. It's not that hard. Gotta mess around with it. Put it in here. Bloop. Send it in. Oh, I forgot to tell Adrian I was live. Outdoors with Big Matt. What's up? Hey, good bee questions. I love bee questions, even though I don't have all the answers. I don't have shit. I don't have anything. Have you ever tried bananas in the beehive to feed? I've never tried it. I've seen people doing it. I would never want to do it just because it's just, I mean, can I be honest? It's just stupid. Like, why would he do? I don't know why people do it. Put them in there. Why? It's sugary. It's probably good for them. Let's say there was a whole bunch of rotten bananas out in my yard somewhere and there were bees in them. That wouldn't bother me at all. But just sticking them in the hive, it just sounds, it's solving a problem that doesn't exist. You're going to probably attract hive beetles and ants and stuff. And yeah, the bees are going to probably eat it. They're going to make it not be there somehow. They'll probably take some out. But I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it. I don't like any kind of like just silly stuff people do with bees. I mean, so to answer your question, no, I haven't tried it. Trash talking, what's up, man? I will trash don't get it. Nah, there's trash talking. I love people. Somebody to come in here and tear me up, do it. I'm not blocking you. I'm not censoring you. Let's do it. Tired today, went hunting. Oh, okay. It's one thing I've never done, hunted. I would like to hunt sometime. I like fishing. Not a good fisherman, but I'd like to hunt something. Maybe squirrels or something. Tom Lindeman, what's up, man? How you doing? Okay, you like my gardening edition? Yeah, because I love gardening. I love growing stuff and doing experiments. I still have some videos I need to finish. I did the first part earlier in the year, and now I'm doing the second part soon so I can smush them both together and show the results of my experiments. And I love gardening, so screw it. Don't add it to the title. Who cares? Would I rather go to all deeps or all mediums? Like if I had to choose one, I would probably say all mediums if I had to. But I use them all. I have deeps, mediums, shallows, 8 frame, 10 frame, 5 frame, 6 frame. I got top bar, long, high. I got every single log. I got everything, every possible thing. But if I had to go all of one, I would do mediums just because, I don't know, you have more control over the size of your colony. Like I can overwinter in 2 medium 8 frame deeps really well, or 3 a little bit bigger. But once you have one deep box, whether it's 8 or 10 or whatever, that second one that's a lot. That's a lot more room. So that better be a really strong full colony. So I like to mix them up. I'm small enough that I can just really do whatever I want, never worry about anything. But yeah, I like mediums. When I first started, I had all deeps. Everything. I was going to be the big, tough, strong guy having all deeps. And hell with that, man. Not doing that. And then, like, if you're doing cutouts and stuff, it's hard when you're doing a cutout and all the combs you're cutting are not big enough to fit into a deep and they're just like halfway up. It's easier to use medium frames to put those combs in a lot of times. Small game hunting? Yeah, I would like to shoot small game. Probably have to have good aim for that. But I don't know why I think squirrel meat would taste good. I don't like the idea of like having a whole bunch of little buckshot in something. Like it seems like that would hurt if you bit into that or something. I probably wouldn't want to shoot a deer. Just because I would feel bad if I kind of missed it or like hit it in a place where it could just run off and suffer to death. Because I've seen deer run across the road with their bellies shot out and all their guts hanging out, but like nobody around. Like who shot it? And the thing's just bleeding all over the place. That really pissed me off. Let's see. Gonna build a top bar? Yeah, you can do that really cheap. Yeah, it's cheap. It's nice, and you don't have to worry about foundation. You can do it just right, and yeah, it can be cool. That can be like really cheap and easy. It's a little more you have a little more managing to make sure your combs are nice and straight. It's kind of hard to fix it when they get all screwed up, but again, you just do what you want to do. It doesn't have to be perfect all the time. You mentioned trash talking because you're getting massacred on Reddit for log beehives. Probably from a bunch of freaking jerk off non beekeepers, usually new beekeepers, just don't know shit. So they just like, what could they say about it? Oh, you're spreading disease or something, or you can't. Where you live, there's no inspection, so it's totally illegal. So what would they even complain about? Squirrels awesome. Yeah, they look like they got little meaty legs on. You can just fry one up. We got the big fat ones running around here, man. I could just clobber them over the head with a stick. Let my little dog catch one. That thing will probably kick my dog's butt, though. Squirrel's good. I usually use a 22, 410, with a lot of BBs. Oh, without a lot of BBs. Yeah. Gun language, I don't really know a whole lot about guns. Just gonna be honest there. I don't know a lot. Used to have a couple. I'm glad I don't anymore. Let me see. What's this? Practice fixes a lot of aim issues. God damn. One bad shot in 25 years. I don't think I ever even hit the damn target when I would go to the range. Yeah, top bar. I mean, Langstroth Hive equipment is definitely easier. It's set up for being really easy to use. But top bars are cool, especially, if you live in a more southern than me, so you could do pretty well. Even though a lot of people say they just don't work up north, but they're full of shit. They do work. They work up north perfectly fun. Maybe not in Canada, but people use them everywhere. Wow, squirrel with a bow. Probably comes right out the other side. Come out there for game hunting. Yeah, I mean, I got animals here everywhere. I live in the middle of farmland. It's like farmland mixed with woods. Man, we got everything here. Just everything. Yeah, care what people say. I mean, I like when people get on my stuff. I have an answer for everything. Usually, when somebody really tries to critique you, they show all their colors of what they know, using wrong terminology, saying things that don't make sense, just repeating the same thing everybody else says. You can tell they don't know anything. Think about making a cheap insulated deep. I forget what area. Aren't you in like Indiana or something? Mine, I went around and I got all my insulation on the tops, tilted everybody forward. I got mouse guards on most of my hives, but not all of them. I have a lot of mice here. All my empty equipment that I have sitting around, every single one of them has mouse nests in them. So I thought of an idea. I'm going to just let the mice live in those. Maybe they'll live in there instead of my ones that have bees in them. But yeah, not sure. I just insulate the top. That's it. bear issue. I've never had a bear issue, which is crazy because where I live, I don't know how long a bear would last out here because they would constantly be wandering out into the open. There's not really too many places for them to go really deep and be hidden for long. And the farmers out here, they're not playing around with a bear running around. That's just going to disappear. Something will happen, or it's just going to get hit by a car. But no, it's funny because we have bears everywhere. Even in the city, there's bears. Not inside the city, but very near the city and all the surrounding areas. There have been bears, but right out here, I always ask my neighbors, I say, "You ever seen a bear out here?" And they go, "Yeah, 30 years ago we saw a bear, but not anymore." So no bears. My biggest problem here in the wintertime is mice and wind. Wind will just knock your stuff over or just freeze your bees up. 22, let's go. Pick my squirrel dark meat. Okay. What's up, Mark? How you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. I saw your trapping video. Yeah, maybe I could just trap stuff. That'd be cool. Then I don't have to worry about actually aiming for it, chasing it around. Just go out and catch it in a trap. Let's see, what the heck else? What's this say? Washington State. It's warm here. Experimenting for a light and a warm hot. Oh, Washington State. So that's where you're at. It's pretty warm here. Yeah, I think out there it seems just from the people I talk to that it's so wet there all the time. It's like so moist. So if it's not that cold, I'd probably just ventilate like crazy and just insulate normally, like I normally do here, and tilt it way far. I saw this. What was this? Vino Farms again the other day. His video, man, that guy. He is so defensive in his comment section. Just you can't say anything to that dude. He just snaps on you. But he does all this insulating and all this worrying about stuff because he's talking about the water dripping down on the beach. Just lean your damn hive forward and don't worry about it. If it's leaned forward enough, it's all going to run out. It's not going to drip straight down. Just lean it forward. I didn't even want to comment because I'm like tired of that dude. And then the other one, my favorite, Peaceful Mind. His name's David. Everybody knows he's like over 1,000 subscribers too. He's funny as hell, just a real jerk off. But I think he thinks nobody knows who he is because he never shows his face, never says his name, doesn't allow commenting, but I know who he is. I've told him to turn on comments every time anywhere I see his comment. I'm going to tell him to turn on comments, but he hasn't done it so far. Let me see. My hat straight. Gotta have my hat straight. Yeah, it's a reverse camera. Okay, now it's straight. Been very busy getting your bees ready for the winter time. I don't remember you ever told us what happened with that log. What do you ever do with that big log? That would be a cool log to stand up. I think from the most recent video, it looked like they were getting robbed out. But it would still be a cool log. Let some bees live in it. Or yeah. And also you have that hive that's like looks like it's in like a shelf or something. Have another baby. Congratulations. Another baby, man. I couldn't imagine that. Yeah, I don't know. Anybody want to come on here and talk? Everybody chicken? Everybody scared? What the heck? Yeah. Not really a whole lot. Well, do you guys dress up for Halloween? Everybody dressed up as a bee? I heard my one of the big bosses on my job dressed up like a beekeeper, had a beekeeping suit on, and everybody kept saying, "Why are you dressing up as Bruce for Halloween?" I wasn't there that day. That one's getting robbed out. So did you leave it there? Or did you cut it up? Bring it back? What did you do? That thing was a monster. It was probably like 5,000 pounds. I think that was a sycamore tree. Probably pretty heavy. I had a call a couple weeks ago from a golf course. Man, they had this beautiful big tree right in the middle of the golf course, between where everybody's hitting their balls around. And the hole was like 20 feet up. A bunch of bees going in and out, and they wanted them gone. Like, they wanted me to hang up the phone with them and come right out and remove the bees, like at that moment. I said, man, I can't do that. Plus, it's October at the time. I was like, there's nothing I can do. Can you just leave them? Please leave them alone. Leave them alone until the spring, and then we'll see what I can do. Maybe a trap out or something. No, well, people are going to be golfing here, and they're going to be scared. And I was like, that thing didn't just show up there. It's probably been there forever. They sprayed it. Bunch of jackasses. Dressed up for Halloween? I didn't. He left it there? Yeah. Now that I think of it, yeah, it's too big. Probably too big. Yeah. Yeah, if it stays right there, probably the wax moths ate all the combs up. And it'll be nice and hollow again for bees to move right into it. What we got here? 7 people. Who's in here? Anybody hiding back there in the back rows? Anybody, what do you call that? What do you call that? When you're just sitting there. I do it sometimes. Go on people's live stream and just don't say a word and just watch them be a goofball. Oh, man. Yeah, maybe you could cover the hole on the log with a queen excluder, piece of queen excluding, or queen excluder. So a swarm will sniff it out, but then the queen can't get in, then they all just stay on the outside. I've seen that happen. I've screened over a hole in a tree just after the bees were gone, screened it over completely, just stapled it in. There's no way for anybody to get in or out. And a swarm just shows up and lands right on the screen, just sits there. They'll sit there for a couple days. I am a former Renaissance fair worker. Uh-oh, she wore the Renaissance fair. I already know what happened on that costume. Renaissance fairs. They dressed kind of weird back then. Talking about the hats, of course. Oh, man. All right. You are observing them. That's how I'm observing them. There's another word. It's not true. It's like, oh, goodness, look. Hey, Anita's here all the way from Australia. How you doing, Anita? From Flower Folk Farm. Always fashionably late. That's how I am, too. Any new tricks up my sleeve this coming year? I mean, I'm going to do the same thing I always do. I'm still getting not a million. I say a million a lot, but it's not a million. I'm still getting many hits on my website every day. So I know it's doing really well. So I know the swarm calls are going to come in like crazy, all the removals again. I have maybe 6 or 7 removals that I was not going to do this fall because I asked them to wait till the spring, and they're waiting, just like always. So if they live, I can remove them in the spring. But one big plan I need to do is I need to sell a bunch of my equipment with the bees so that I can get new equipment, because a lot of it's just getting old. So just a way to get rid of it is I'll sell whole colonies in the box with the lid, bottom board, frames, everything. Just say, here, take the whole thing. Of course, they're going to pay for that, but not a lot. I'm not going to charge like new equipment prices, but it'll just be a way to. It's easier than like waiting for them to bring me a box, putting it in their box, having them come back again, or whatever. I'll just say, here, take that one, take the whole thing. So I want to get all new equipment. I'm moving more and more to foundationless. I don't know if you saw my video where it's called something about looking at my frames to see if they're any good, and I'm just popping out more and more foundation every time so that I can just get to eventually just full foundationless. Like, what's the point of I don't want big foundation. Just don't like it. It's fine if you use it, but I just don't. The more plastic and fake stuff in there, it just kind of takes away the fun for me. Let's see. The costume is tame. Trust me. You threw axes, knives, Oh. Pretty sassy. Just saying. Mennonite farmhouse. Hey, how you doing? Lurking. That's the word I was looking for. Lurking. I was like, why can I not think of the word? Yeah, you got to cycle the old stuff out. It's just like, and then they can use it as swarm traps. Mark's going to cut back on bees this upcoming year. Going to keep probably 10. Yeah. I'm going to try again to cut back on hives, colonies, but, it happens. Maybe I need to be a lot more proactive about telling people ahead of time, don't order packages. Like, stop getting these crappy bees and just come take mine. Come take my crappy bees. Yeah, it'd be nice to have them like sold beforehand. Top art or show plan. Yeah, there's like, I mean, you can use plastic starter strips. I'm never against that. I mean, that makes it really easy to get straight combs in your hive, but yeah, I just like them. I have one. I still have not put bees in. I do have my long Lang hive, which is basically kind of like a top bar hive because it's mostly foundationless. It's long. It's all the same. It's all the same way of getting in there. There's no stacking anything. It's not technically a top bar hive, but I don't argue about that kind of stuff. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Mark. Never order a package of bees. I think Anita over there in Australia, they don't even have packages over there, do they? I don't think. Hey, Patty, how you doing? I went live. Look. Yeah, now that you know how to catch them. I mean, if just everybody would catch them, there's enough out there for everybody. I hear it all the time. Oh, I've never caught a swarm. I've been keeping bees 5 years. Well, you're not doing it right. Yeah, I'm not ready for it either. We're gonna be right around that. 28 degrees tonight is the low. Means I got to get the old scraper out for the car windshield. I'm gonna have to pull my blankie out so I'm not cold. Yeah, I mean, my bees, they're good, but any free bees are good. They're good because they're free. So yeah, I mean, yeah, mine are the best, but anything out there in the wild is the best. Oh, I was saying that I think in Australia you guys don't really have package bees, do you guys? The way they do here in the United States, or I could be wrong. I think you guys mostly buy nukes, right? Or do these have packages? I don't know. Or do you just catch swarms? I know the guy I was talking to in my interview over there in South Africa, you can't even really buy bees. There's so many bees there. People who want bees just go catch them. Like they know where there's a million bees. All you need is old comb to catch swarms. Yep. I mean, old comb is good, but actually, all you need is an internet connection. You make a little web page, take you maybe an hour, make it really nice, and eventually, and you can get calls. Most of my bees are wild bees. Well, all of my, I mean, wild. I mean, here we go with it would be kind of semantics, but they're not technically wild because I have them in boxes, but they're from unmanaged colonies, which are still not really, even bees in a tree. They're not really wild because they're not in their native habitat. They're just unmanaged. You could call them feral bees or just unmanaged. Makes sense. They're not managed. They're not helped in any way. And all my bees are from that, except for I did get a couple swarms from beekeepers this year that just had too many bees, and they were treating beekeepers, and one of them got totally robbed out. The other one's doing good, but they're free, and they made a bunch of honey. But yeah, they're wild. And then when I keep them, of course, I don't help them at all. I don't save them at all from anything. I let them get their ass beat all year and all winter, and then yeah, the best survive to the spring. Just the very best, the top percentage. So it's kind of like being in the wild. It's even worse than being in the wild if I keep them because I'm in there messing with them. Why not let the Swarm King? Yeah, if you lived here, you would never buy bees. I would just probably give you bees because I give my friends bees. Okay, so over there, Anita's in the down under, the land down under. They have nukes. But yeah, over there, man, I would just imagine you guys are buried in bees without having any mites over there. And catch swarms too. I know. That's the best. That's the best. Self-reliant bees. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, mine had to be self-reliant because I was not feeding this year, but it was good because we had a really good rain and good blooming all the way up until the frost. And even if it warms up, like we still have a lot of asters, so I didn't have any robbing except for that one big one. The one big one that I got from a beekeeper. They didn't have any protection at all. Like, oh, none of my other colonies had crawlers out front. Crawlers is just when you got foragers all out in the grass. They look like crap. Their wings are all messed up. And I call them crawlers. I mean, a lot of people call them crawlers, but this big colony had crawlers everywhere for days and days. So I knew something was the matter with them. They're from a beekeeper that's been treating their bees forever. Not forever, 3 or 4 years. But I don't know. Yeah, they ended up just getting kind of weak, and my bees just went in there and relieved them of their stores. I didn't stop it. It was like 2 deeps and a medium, and they fed my bees. So now I got a bunch of comb in there. Um, they're no longer in my gene pool here, and everything's happy. And my bees live happily ever after. Yeah, they're feral bees. Like even if let's say you buy a package, let's say you don't know anything, you don't know any better, and you just buy a package. I mean, as soon as you have a situation where your queen's gone, they raise a new queen, or they swarm or something. Your new queen's getting mated by the population out there, which is probably a lot of wild bees. And if it happens again, now your second generation is even more wild. So even if you get crappy bees, and even if you treat them bees, they're still going to be basically the same bees that are in the wild. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, the bees you keep are not much different than the feral bees surrounding you. after you've split and let them open mate. The only way you interfere with that is when you save them. You know, that's all. You just stop selection, which I don't care if somebody does that. It doesn't bother me. You got to do whatever you got to do. I don't get mad. I'm just saying that's just the fact. You're just slowing down selection. It's not a big deal. And if you're buying bees, if you're in the business of bees, then that's something you have to do. I'm not, so I don't. All right, Mennonite Farmhouse. Thanks for coming in. We got Mennonites around here. I'm not too far from Mennonites. Keeping survivor bees next year. Okay, yeah. If you didn't treat your bees and your bees lived through the spring, then you have survivor bees. They survived. They survived everything that naturally came their way. If you treat bees, which I'm not saying it's bad to treat bees, you will have bees in the spring. They're not survivor bees, though. They're just the bees that you have. Mulberry Branch Farm, Ashley, what's up? I always just picture it's Ashley doing it. Over there checking everybody's live streams. What's going on over there? I saw it's breeding time for the goats. Okay. So yeah, I mean, you don't have to tell me. I mean, you treated one thing. Everybody, you know, it's not like treat your bees. I don't say treat your bees. I'm never gonna say that. So just do whatever. I guess what I see a lot of on Facebook. I mean, I wish I had them pulled up on my phone, but there's these people that they're like, I pulled the formic strips out, and my bees still have a ton of mites. So now what do I do? So then everybody says, oh shit, you got to hit them with 2 rounds of this and that. Make sure. And I'm like, you're probably going to end up killing your bees by doing all this stuff. So what just cracks me up, I mean, it just cracks me up when people treat them and then treat them again and again because everybody tells them to over-treat them, and then they're dead. So it's like, you did all that for what? Why'd you do all that? Just catch it. They're free. So it's like, you never know. You never know if you treated them to death or if they would have survived without it. All the not knowing is what annoys me. I love knowing that whatever is alive in spring just is something. Like they're something because they lived even though a bunch of other stuff died. I say it all the time. I know I sound like a broken record. You'd be in the non-treatment club, yep, and then you'd hear all the stuff. You'd have everybody jumping down your throat about mite bombs. And you know how you're a loser and you know you're lazy. Oh, you're lazy C. So you could just say, yeah, I am lazy. You know, and how you're just a vile person. I'm used to that. It's cool. Trying to get away from treating the bees. I mean, you're in the wilderness. You should have, and you seem to have a really good feral population out there. There's no better place. There's really no bad place, but there's definitely no better place to really sharpen a really nice, you know, feral line of bees that you don't have to treat. And then you just catch more if you lose too many. Thanks for your suggestion for a few of our hives. We are less stressed about them now. Mark wants survivor bees. We may be changing our approach next year. Of course, it's Ashley. Yeah. I mean, you guys know how to get swarms. I've seen you guys catching swarms. And yeah, just do whatever. I mean, I got your back. If you got questions, but it's really not. It's nothing. You just keep bees. You just do the fun part of keeping bees. It's the pressure from other beekeepers to do it their way that you just gotta like brush them off. You're still gonna get. You can't lose. Let's say I've already explained this in the podcast and on my other video. Let's say you paid an astronomical price for bees. You paid $200 for a nuke, and you stick it in a box. First of all, you can't put a price tag on how interesting and fun beekeeping is, in my opinion. If you can, then you shouldn't even be keeping bees. But you automatically get $200 worth of fun out of keeping bees as a hobbyist. You're going to get, you pretty much should get honey, even in your first year. You basically need like 15 jars of honey to make that money back if you really felt like you needed to get it back. But that's ridiculous. You should get more than that. You get beeswax. You learn. I mean, you can't. It's like such bees should be $1,000. I mean, or free. I mean, if you can get them for free, that's even better. But this idea that you need to just pinch your nickels like manhole covers because they're bees and they're your investment is what makes me laugh in my sleep. I mean, I get speechless thinking about it. And you would never do it with any other animals. You wouldn't try to propagate cows or goats or sheep or dogs with a congenital defect like bees that can't protect themselves. So yeah, I wouldn't want to have farm animals that are like on life support all year. That just would suck. Who am I missing here? I get on rants. You just gotta like forgive me and like say that's just Bruce. That's what he does. He's a jackass. Might bomb right here. Bomb everybody. Little goat action. It's not bad. My bee club are about in Australia. You're in Australia, right? I mean, unless you're somewhere. You guys don't even have mites over there. What the hell are you guys treating about? What are you treating about? Like foul brood or something? Or beetles? I wonder what do they treat? Maybe don't even tell me. I bet you it's probably like nosema or something. I bet you in Australia they're all uptight about nosema. I like catching bees as much as I like trapping coyotes. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I love catching bees. I've been not doing it a while. A lot of times, and it's still exciting every time. The only time it's not exciting is when someone's telling me about third story, bees behind brick wall. I'm just not doing it. I don't even like talking about it. Let's see. Arborist called me about a dangerous ash tree hanging over a house. Hasn't that bad time of the year, but even bees done. Yeah, I mean sometimes you gotta protect your house. So if you can get it down to one nice big piece, as long as it doesn't slam on the ground. I mean, there's tree people that can really hook it up, cut it to where it just kind of swings and doesn't bang on anything, and you can lower it down. Get your community to back you up on it. I don't know. When they did that for me in one of my old videos where they brought that 50-foot tree down, like it was cool. The people there paid for it. I wasn't paying for that. And I still have that. Still have my old log out there standing up. They're kicking butt. Love my rants. Yeah, I mean, anybody who knows me, they got to be used to it by now. All right, Mark, take care. See you around. So what's new? What's new with me is, in case anybody cares, I gotta finish doing my tomato experiment video, which I think is going to be really good. No one's ever done this before. Maybe they did, but it's going to be cool. I grew some tomatoes from seeds that I got in like not a Big Mac. Big Macs don't have tomatoes. I think it was either a Whopper or like a bacon double bacon junior or something. Had this rock hard tomato, and I grew tomatoes from it, and they were terrible. But I'm not going to tell you how the rest of the video went, but it was pretty cool. And then my bean experiment. Actually, I have those beans right here behind me. These are my my Ozark cow peas. This isn't a really big one, but I did an experiment where I only selected two beans from last year out of thousands of beans. I only picked the two that had 20 beans in them, so they were really long. And I only planted the beans from those. So I want to see if it somehow will be a selectable trait to see if I get 20 beans and more. Because last year I planted 12 bean plants, and I had a bucket and a half of beans. And then this year I only planted four, and I have almost a whole bucket. So it was much less than last year, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So last year I only had two that had 20 in there. So if this year I have, say, 50 of them, then I know it worked. And I'll just do it again. I'll select. Maybe I might even have one that has 22 beans in it. So then I'll just plant those. See how long I can get these beans. Oh, wait. Hold on. I missed one. I need to send you some trail of tier beans I grew this year. Okay. I love growing beans. I also picked, I don't have them in here, but I also picked my purple hyacinth beans. Probably Patty might know that. Patty, the tinkerer's wife, knows a lot about plants. I know a lot about plants too, but Patty knows a lot about plants. Purple hyacinth beans. I kept Googling because they're really pretty. Like, they grow really nice. The beans are purple. The flowers are pretty. It's just a cool looking plant. And the beans look pretty good. Like, they're pretty big. But I'm trying to Google if they're edible because they're just ornamental. Most people grow them ornamentally, but I have a whole box of those beans just that I picked off my vine. And I want to eat them, but half of what I read says they're toxic. The other half says they're perfectly edible. You just have to like boil them twice and drain the water twice to get the toxins out of it. So I'm kind of torn if I want to risk my life to eat some beans, but they do look pretty good. Arizona Highland Homestead, howdy back. Plant some raspberries. I have a lot of raspberries that grow here wild, not only in my yard but in my neighbor's yard. So yeah, we have a lot of raspberries, and there are a couple different kinds too. There's like red ones, black ones. There's like kind of orange looking ones. Yeah, you know my bee club. Yeah, I was saying. But what do they treat about, Anita? What are they treating for? What's the disease they're scared of? Just curious because they don't have mites yet over there. I said yet, but don't mean to wish it on anybody, but they're gonna get around. It only takes one person with like a mite in their shirt on a plane. They land over there, and some bee lands on their shirt, gets them. Something might happen. It's probably nosema or nosema, however you say that. It's just one of the million of bee problems that I don't pay attention to. Okay, hold on, let me see. Kristen's saying the blue butterfly peas are not edible. I think I know what ones you're talking about. They look like the wild peas. They get all kind of blue butterfly. Okay, so you have to know how to prepare them is all, Bruce. Okay, so as long as I boil them once for a while, drain the water, boil them again, drain that, they should be good. See, like pokeweed, there's a plant called pokeweed, which is also edible. I guess a lot of people ate that for hundreds of years down south. But that, I know, I'm too scared to eat it, even though I know it looks pretty good. But I've heard that you have to boil in like 5 changes of water just to eat the greens. I'm not going through all that work for some spinach looking plant. But I know that'll probably kill you if you don't make it right. But these beans, okay. Just thought maybe you might know about it. Any ideas for how to convince my wife we should keep bees? She was stung all over as a kid when her dad had a hive and told by a doctor she was likely to have an allergic reaction. Well, I go through that a lot as a person that gets called about bees. Everybody, ask anybody that does bee removals. Every phone call is, I got these bees. They're in this thing. I need them removed because I'm allergic. My mom's allergic. My kid's allergic. The neighbor, everybody's allergic. And I think only less than 1% of, at least in America. I know in some countries it's higher, but in America, like less than 1% of people are allergic to bees. Well, allergic to stings, and then half of that, probably 75% of that, is going to be wasp stings. So to be allergic to honeybees is extremely rare. There's definitely a test you could go to an allergist and find out to make sure. And then it says she's been stung all over as a kid. Now, I've been stung all over as an adult, like many times, like all over, just cracking a hive thinking I was cool, and them lighting my legs up. Just I'm wearing bees like pants, getting stung all over my legs and ankles, and even by yellow jackets. When my cousins played a trick on me and made me smash open a yellow jacket nest, I got completely covered and lit up, and I never had any problems. But I mean, I'm a different person, so long story short, go get it checked out first by like an allergist. And then as far as just trying to talk to her, I've never had a wife, so let me see. So it's mostly she's scared of having allergic reaction. Well, then you can also just have an EpiPen ready. If that's the only stumbling block is fear of a reaction, I mean, have an EpiPen, know what to do, and then tell her, how good honey is. Watch a lot of Swarmstead bees and gardening videos and show how much fun Swarm King has. You guys can do it. It's pretty much free. It's free. I mean, you can make money if you want to. You can get freebies, have a bunch of free honey, and then sell some. And as you get better at it, you can sell bees that you got for free. It's just like, I don't do it for the money, but I mean, I'll take the money. If you're gonna make me, I'm not gonna turn it down more than once. Okay, am I going to the Pennsylvania State Beekeeping Convention? No, because the list of speakers is a bunch of garbage. I don't want to hear any of them jerk offs. I forget what's even the list. It was just like a bunch of people I don't care about. I've met them all. I don't really care for them. I mean, I saw Steve was talking. I like Steve, but I'm not paying to go hear people talk. That, first of all, they're all going to talk about mites the whole time. And it's kind of, I don't know where they're having it. If they're having the same place they did last year. Last year was pretty good. They had some good speakers there. They had Tom Seeley was there. He was okay. Lost a lot of respect for Tom Seeley. He's just basically a normal beekeeper anymore. Let me see. There's good info on safely cooking. Yeah, there was some, but I guess it was the ones. There were some that were scaring me, but most of them say you just got to boil them several times. And then the other thing is, there's not just one kind. Like the ones that I have, they look just like the ones in the pictures, but some of them were like longer. Man, I really should have had some here. I'll show it on my next hive. I'm not gonna eat them until I'm sure. Poke salad. Yeah, my granny used to have me pick the little baby greens, but they're supposed to be good for the guy though. Uh-oh. Yeah, I read something that a lot of people when you talk about poke salad, they think you're saying poke salad, so they go out and pick a bunch and just make like a salad out of it, and then they try to eat it and then they die. So that you don't want to do. You want to make sure you're cooking it correctly. Yeah, and you pick the baby green, like the shoots when it first comes up. That's supposed to be when it's the most edible. And it looks good. I watch a lot of a YouTube channel called Eat the Weeds with Green Dean. Eat the Weeds, that's what it's called. And it's such an awesome channel, man. He's foraging. He'd been making videos for like 12. When YouTube started, he was making videos. That's called old school YouTube, dude, right there. Old school. And he hasn't made a video for a couple years, and all of a sudden he made another one like 2 days ago. Almost gave me a heart attack because I subscribed to him like 10 years ago. And when I saw that notification, I was like, did somebody hack his account? I thought he was dead or something. But if you go back to his really old videos, you can learn a lot of stuff about foraging. Okay, man, I missed a whole bunch. Thanks. I'll look up those stats. Yeah, look, I mean, I may have exaggerated a little bit, but I know it's really low. 100% of the people who call me about bee removal are allergic to bees, is what they say. And I just go, oh, okay. I don't know if they just try to say that to make me try to trick me into going over there and taking care of it faster, but it don't work. Yeah, no mites, thank God. Usually nosema, but also a bit of foul brood and moth attack, plus hive beetle. Man, I wouldn't worry about any of that stuff. Nosema? Yeah, man, I'd never worry about that. Foul brood. I mean, if you're talking about European foul brood, I would never worry about that. That's so rare. I mean, here, maybe there it's common. Moth attacks. Yeah, moths. Unless you guys have like a crazy Australian moth. Just regular wax moths, I don't really worry about. And then the hive beetles. Yeah, that's another thing. You've seen my hive beetle video. Do not worry about them either. Yeah, so you really don't have much to worry about. I don't know that there's much you can do for any of them anyway. So what do you got? Nosema. What would you even give them? I I know there's some stuff, probably like essential oils or something. Foul brood. I mean, unless you're going to be putting antibiotics in there all the time. Hive beetles. Yeah, I don't worry about those. Yeah, that would stink. That would stink to be getting constantly annoyed by treaters in a country where they don't even have mites. Like, imagine if you had mites. Oh my God. It's like they're worrying about the wrong thing. Okay, my dad was allergic to bees, wasp horns, and yellow jackets. Had to have allergy shots every month for his whole life. Man, that's crazy. He must have just had a very unique, what would you call that? I don't know. System or something. Yeah, that's kind of. He's probably allergic to other stuff too. He probably just was like a highly allergic person. Let me see. Oh no, I saw the word butt, but I didn't get to read through it. I got stung 13 times, one on my butt. Oh yeah, the butt actually hurts. You would think it wouldn't hurt so bad because of all the cushioning back. At least on me, there's a lot of junk in the truck. But a butt sting really hurts. And then when it itches and you're constantly scratching your butt, and everybody thinks like something's the matter with you. Gut health. Oh, okay. I'm like, okay, that's just good for the guy. Swarm lord. We got clueless beekeeping in the house. Oh, which reminds me, I got to send you the strawberry plant. I just sent one to Lazy C a couple days ago, and I got to send one. To you. Poke salad. Yeah, do not make poke salad. It's poke salad. Man, if I had a channel for gardening, my username would be the plant exterminator. Yeah, I'm good with plants. I love plants. Yeah, less than 1% are allergic to bees. After you get stung enough, there's virtually no reaction. I mean, it probably takes longer for some people. Some people it's shorter. For me, it just depends where I get stung. Like on my fingers, my fingers swell up every time. And then you saw maybe a few lives ago where I got stung under the eye and it swelled up just for like a day, not even a whole day. Anything on the arms or legs, there's nothing at all. Not even a mosquito bite will happen. And I usually, if I get stung on the arms or legs, I just let it in there. I don't even scratch it off. But Yeah, it's not that bad. I still hate getting stung up here on the top of the ears area. I don't know why bees focus on that so bad sometimes. Sarah's Happy Hives. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for coming in here. I've been on here like an hour and 5 minutes now. It's pretty long for me. Didn't really miss too much. Just everybody in here talking about getting stung. What else were we talking about? Oh, I changed my name a little bit. Not a big deal. Everybody loves gardening. If you don't like gardening, something's the matter with you. Except for Clueless Beekeeping, he kills all his plants. Wait, if you're killing all your plants, you can't kill the plant I'm going to send you. All you got to do is plant it. Plant it somewhere out there in your yard. Don't give it any special attention. Just don't mow over it. Okay, here we go. We got some unique questions. What would you say are similar traits, personalities for beekeepers? Oh, man. I mean, most beekeepers that I know of, I don't know. I think it's different now. But we generally like nature and kind of bugs. I can't even really say that because a lot of people who keep bees are like afraid of bugs, certain bugs. They just freak out. Even though you're messing with stuff that stings you and buzzes all in your face and then they get scared of like a spider or something, that's always weird. But I don't know. I think there's some beekeeping seems to in the United States very kind of male, you know, male, a lot of men mostly, certain age, certain demographic, very when you go to like a bee convention, it's very let's just say it's very everybody's kind of similar. And then there's ladies there too. But yeah, but yeah, that's just how it is, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm similar to too many beekeepers. I mean, I know beekeeping kind of goes with farming, so then you got kind of like that rednecky kind of thing, and so there's a whole there are some similarities with beekeepers, definitely. I think I'm not similar to too many. Just that's just the truth. Bees and gardening are really inseparable. Yeah, everybody likes bees. Come on. Not everybody should keep bees, but especially if you're gardening. Got virtually no swelling. Yeah. I think usually my first couple stings in the spring probably might swell a little bit. I'll put the gardening in there. I put a lot of thought into that. I was like, should it be Swarmstead beekeeping and gardens or just Swarmstead honeybees and stuff? I was talking with a couple people trying to figure it out. And then I just said, no, I'm just going to make it what is it anyway? I forgot. And gardening. To help with search, because I do garden. I'm good at it. Third year keeping bees, good, cool. Third, after that, you start to get really comfortable. Third year, you can wait. Hold on, I missed one. Oh, dude, I can send you a plant from A&M Lab Blackberries. A&M. Okay. Try send me a little snip of a stem. I could probably just root it, especially if you cut it in the wintertime, or send me a little bit of roots in a bag. Yeah, they are overly stressed about biosecurity and everything. I have to do online logbooks with the local council. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's right, because if I remember from your last video, you said you are like a food security specialist or something like that. So that's quite a title of being like, if things go down, you'll be able to survive. Not me, I'll stress out. If my coffee maker breaks down, I'm just going to be in tears. Yeah, the happy hive is so happy. You get all Yeah, for some reason, I think the hand is just has a lot more of that meaty stuff that likes to swell up. The leg is just like a bunch of bones. Pampering the bees. There's nothing wrong with pampering the bees. I'm probably going to get out of here soon. Not because I'm not having fun, I'm having a ball, but I don't want to, you guys got stuff to do. And for Anita, it's probably, what time is it over there? It's probably like, what time is it? Probably, I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess that it's 1 in the afternoon, even though I have no idea. I'm not worried about stings, really, just worried about my kids. You know what's weird about bee stinging is if I don't know that it's happening, it doesn't bother me at all. If I still get mad and I might swear a little bit because I'm surprised, but it doesn't bother me if it just happens out of nowhere. Like if I squeeze a bee on a frame in my finger and they sting me, I just go, oh, it's not a big deal. But when they're just bumping me in the face when I'm walking around, that bothers me because I don't know where they're going to get me, and I'm trying to duck, and I'm moving my fin, I'm going like this, I'm trying to keep them out of my eyes. That's the part I don't like. If they just get me and it's over with, that doesn't bother me. But yeah, so I don't worry about stings. The other day I was putting insulation on some of my hives, and I was glad I put my full suit on because as soon as that lid came cracking off, they were all over me. So don't make that mistake. Don't think that just because I do a lot of swarm catches without a suit on, that I don't put my suit on, because that suit goes on in the anytime after August. That suit is on. Like, I don't care what anybody else does. Um, Heck yeah, I would have been stung many times. Yeah, coffee definitely has to happen. Why is that not coming up? Yeah, gotta have coffee time. I'll do a couple more comments and then I'm gonna be saying my goodbyes. What time is it here? Oh, it's only 8 o'clock. It feels like 11 o'clock. Do you guys up north have Mexican honey wasps? Have you ever been stung by one? No, we don't have Mexican honey wasps, but I saw a video by a guy called Be Strong Honey. This guy down in Texas, Be Strong. He hasn't made a video in a long time. He used to be on Facebook a lot. But he removes Mexican honey wasps with no suit on. They make a really big paper nest, and they're kind of, I don't know if they're endangered, but they're not very common. So he would relocate them. They make a really big nest. Looks like a big yellow jacket nest or a big bald-faced hornet nest. And they didn't seem to really try to sting them a lot. They seemed like they were pretty calm. And I didn't see him get stung. I don't really know what they do. I don't know what honey wasps do. Like, do they put honey in their little combs? It's kind of, there's not much out there to learn about them. But no, we don't have them. And I've never been stung by one. I've been stung by every other kind of wasp. Everything. I've been stung by European hornets, bald-faced hornets, every type of yellow jacket, paper wasps, sweat bees. 2-year-old granddaughter got stung and didn't swell. Yeah, kids sometimes, man, they either react like a total trooper or like a complete nut. Scream like my kid. She got stung. You would have thought she got shot. I mean, she just was lost it. And then we were able to laugh about it later. But yeah, other kids, I've seen little kids on videos like, Daddy, I'm getting stung. Not a big deal. Bees don't bother me, but wasp and hornets really swell me up. Yeah, I do not like getting stung. Actually, yellow jackets, they all hurt, man. Forget about it. Yellow jackets hurt bad. Bald-faced hornet hurt really bad. I got stung on my hands the other day taking that one down. European hornet, that's pain right there. That's like someone just threw a hot cinder on you with vinegar on it. It just hurts. All right, take it easy, Rodney. I don't wear a suit often, but I will tomorrow in that tree beehive. Yeah. I got nothing to get. The main reason I don't like wearing a suit is just because, it's too hot. I got one of them big, heavy, supposed to be ultra breeze. I don't feel any breeze in that thing. It's just hot in there. And I feel kind of like I get stung less sometimes without like gloves and a suit. Let me see. Sweat bees. Yeah, sweat bees. I've been stung by them. But it doesn't hurt. I'm not saying it hurt. I'm just saying I got stung by everything. They get under your armpit and then you put your arm down, they sting you under there. It doesn't really hurt. I have a few videos on them. They often fall from the trees. They seem. I did not see your videos on honey wasps. Maybe I gotta look back there. I thought I saw every one of your videos. You don't have a million videos. I'll check it out. Alright, so she cried but got over it. Yeah, I cry. We all cry. Let's see. Let me just get down to the bottom of these. Go down the list. How much does each sting hurt? How much does each sting hurt? The worst sting is definitely European hornet. The European hornet is the worst. Then I would say bald-faced hornet is the second worst, even though they're not as aggressive. Both of those top two aren't really that aggressive until you start really banging on their nest. Then they're going to sting you, and they both hurt really bad. Yellow jackets are still really bad, but they'll sting you no matter what. You don't even have to mess with their nest. They'll just come right out and sting you. Hello, you're too close, bang. And then that's pretty much it. There's no giant Asian wasps or anything here. So it's like I'm not looking forward to getting stung by that, but they're not around. They're only in Washington. Oh, have a good night, Patty. Glad you came in. Those are gonna, if they don't contain them soon, they'll probably eventually get out of Washington and start moving around. I'm scared of those things, not for my bees, but for me, because they look painful. Let me see. Yeah, European hornet was the worst, and I got stung right inside my thigh, like right between my knee and my pelvic area. Oh man, like on the back part. Okay, what do I do with queen cells in the hive? I've never squished queen cells. I don't know if I could say I've never squished the queen cell, but it's definitely not normal practice. Like depends on the time of the year. If it's April, May, June, I'm probably going to look to make a split with queen cells. That's probably what I'll do. Now, if I made a queenless split, and there's just way too many, then I might cut some out and see if I need them somewhere. But I don't really like to squish them because you don't know which one's going to be the best, or how the bees choose a queen. I'm especially just being a hobbyist. There's reasons why commercial beekeepers or kind of sideliners would go in there squishing queens, because they're just trying to make a big strong colony for honey. They don't want to deal with losing time to colonies requeening. They'd rather just probably cut them out and maybe requeen right away with some queen they bought from some breeder somewhere. But to answer your question, no, I don't squish them as a normal practice. I mean, I probably have. Like the one time I did a cutout, I didn't get the queen. I didn't get the queen in the cutout. So 9-10 days later, I go to check them, and there was like 56 queen cells in there. There was way too many. That would have been a time to probably squish a whole bunch of them, except for maybe 3 or 4. But I didn't, and they swarmed a whole bunch of times. I still ended up going into winter with like a little nuke, but there's probably good ways of doing it. Much better ways than anything I do, but no, I don't do that. Okay, I'm missing a whole bunch here. Sweat like a pig in those things. Yeah. Forget about it. I don't like big suits. Not in the cool, good time of the year. Flower Folk Farm. Make a split out of each one. Yeah, I don't know if I'll make a split out of each one. Maybe each frame, because I don't like the idea of, let's say I found 5 queen cells making 5 splits, because now you're forcing all 5 of those queens to lead a colony, and 2 or 3 of them might be total garbage. You have no idea. So it's good to have a bunch in there. I mean, at least a few. For me, as a hobbyist, don't take any of this as like commercial advice. I don't care about commercial beekeepers or commercial beekeeping. Does a sweat bee lose its stinger? Not the ones that stung me. They didn't leave a stinger behind. And they are pretty. Like, they're really, some of them really bright green or different colors. Did I see that last European hornet nest? I know he just put one up today. He just put a video up today that I didn't see yet, but I've seen all his videos, and yeah, they're big. And European hornets stink too. When you open their nest up, they stink. It smells like you're just smelling some dog pee or something. It's just the worst. What's up, Mike and Bobby Heritage Farm? How you guys doing? Thanks for coming in. I've been on here a long time. I've never done a live this long. It's probably going to be getting right. Well, every queen cell. I don't know about every queen cell, but not every one. Some of them are going to be total duds. That's the only reason you got to be a little careful. But most of them, yeah, they're an opportunity. Yeah. Nobody does it better than the bees. When you're grafting, there's nothing wrong with grafting. I don't do it. I haven't done it yet. Eventually I want to learn to do it, but some people who graft bees just think, oh, grafting is the best thing. I can do this and I can do that. Yeah, well, when you only have 10 colonies, who cares? You don't need to do that, but they're still emergency queens. You're putting them in a queenless box of bees. It's an emergency queen. It's not swarm conditions, so it's nothing special. It's a good skill to have. But don't let anybody tell you just because they graft there's some special thing. What's this say? Oh, well, no, yeah. Flower Folk Farm Anita is in Australia, so they are just in the best time of messing with bees right now. Oh, look, she already beat me to it. Yep, good timing. 56 splits out of a 10 frame deep. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen. That smell is what he was describing as awful. Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't see that one yet. But yeah, they do stink. And they also like to, you're obviously going to be wearing a full suit, and they will squirt you right in the eyes too. So you got to wear glasses, which I normally wear glasses. How many hives do I have right now? If you're asking how many hives do I have probably 300 hives, but colonies, let me see. I probably have like 70 right now. I had between 70 and 80. Had a couple get robbed. But even though I have like 70, I wouldn't say all 70 are winter ready, and it's too late to make them winter ready because it's now winter. But I probably would say out of the 70 that I have, like 45 are the way I like them. Now, all 45 are not going to live. Who knows what's going to live? But to answer your question, about 70 of varying degrees of readiness. All right, and my stomach just growled, so that is my cue to get the hell out of here. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. I had a good time. I'll try to get a couple of videos up soon. Hopefully you like those. Have a good night. Clueless Beekeeping, Sarah's Happy Hives, Rowdy Milton, everybody. Anita, you all know who you are. MB Heritage Farms, 18 Bees, Tinker's Life. Let me just read this last one really quick. I always do this. I'm out of Texas, and I'm going to make a split just for kicks. I want to see if I can easily overwinter 2 frame hives. I'm going to guess no. Probably not. But you can try it. Maybe if you brought them in the house. But thanks, Bruce. Yep, hate the ideas, Christian. I want to try a hive split second. Yeah, you always gotta try it. You can plan all ahead and everybody tell you what's gonna happen all the time, and they're always gonna be wrong. Or right. You gotta just do it. Do it. Don't be scared. All right. Have a good night, everybody. I'm clicking out of here. See you later.